Hey guys, what is going on? Can you feel the excitement in the air? The grand final is this weekend. And I got to tell you, last week when I went through the team sheets, I said, well, this is the best Crusaders team you could possibly have for the semifinal, with one big exception. And I do mean big. I'm talking about Tamaiti Williams. This was the picture that sent chills through every Canterbury fan, seeing the big man on crutches. However, I'm here to tell you the breaking news. If you haven't seen the team sheet yet, look at number one. Number one on the call sheet, as they say in Hollywood. Tamaiti Williams. It's a Lazarus-like rise from the ashes. It's a little bit like Sam Whitelock. Remember that a couple years back? He was meant to be dead and buried. His Achilles was done. The guy could barely walk. Somehow fronted for a grand final. Helped his team beat the Chiefs, ironically. I believe that was in Hamilton. So this time they're going to be playing in Christchurch. Home ground advantage goes to the Crusaders, all because of that fateful day when the Blues beat the Chiefs in Waikato in the qualifying final. Man, did that just totally upset the whole pecking order. Chiefs lost that top seed, and now here we are in Chicha again. 31-0 these guys are in knockout games. They have never lost a knockout game at home. So that's what the Mulu men are going up against. If we take a look at the team sheet, excellent. Obviously, Tamaiti Williams is a huge return. I'm the biggest fan of this guy. With all that said, George Bower is an All Black. He filled in admirably. He may be an All Black again. I mean, George Bower is no spent force. So the Crusaders managed pretty well last week, even without Tamaiti there, but they're certainly reinforced by him. Otherwise, that is the pack you want. Ethan Blackadder stacking up 3 games in a row. Hell must have frozen over. I jest, he's been very good. Very good. He'll get picked in the All Black squad, I predict. I think Razor will go with him as long as he makes it through this game unscathed. By the way, I'm planning to do my All Black squad in the next couple days before Razor names the official squad on Monday, so look out for that. That video is coming. You look across the rest of this team, though, and there is, unfortunately, a casualty. And that is, take a look at number 11 there. We got Macca Springer coming in. That's because Chay Fihaki has pulled up lame after that pretty sickening head knock with Hoskins Sititi. We had a bit of banter on the channel. I felt Hoskins was committed to the act. He couldn't really pull out. I got a bit of pushback from you guys saying that Hoskins' technique was sloppy. And actually, I take your point well watching it again. He did come in like an unguided missile, and sloppy is a word that you can use about Sititi, who has amazing raw talent. But, maybe there's a reason that Sititi leapfrogged Sititi in the national pecking order as that utility loose forward. There is a bit of sloppiness in Sititi's game. And look, it's very unfortunate. Chay Fihaki's been one of the best wingers running around in the whole competition, so very sorry that he can't play in the grand final. Macca Springer, you would say, is an able replacement. He memorably scored 4 tries in a game earlier this year. I think that was against the Force. He might just be a little bit rusty. So if there's any little chink in the armory of these guys, you might look at that. Again, not saying Springer's a bad player, just that he might be shy of a few reps. But otherwise, Sevu Reece and Will Jordan, that's just about the most explosive attacking combo in terms of the back three and a sort of wing fullback combination that has a lot of reps together. That's about as good as it gets in this competition. Obviously, Tom Wright for the Brumbies has been amazing all year. He's been, in some people's minds, including watchers here, the best fullback. I think Will Jordan is the best fullback in the competition. And you look at the work that Jordan did in the close quarters last week. That's what caught my eye. He scored 2 tries, not classic long-range jinking, juking Will Jordan tries, but kind of like a forward, coming in to the kill zone, stepping around some very tight dog legs and alleyways, just finding his way through, and then even acting sort of like a loose forward, crashing over with a pick-and-go try. So they might need Jordan in the tight again, because this is going to be a game where I think every point really matters. So with that said, take a quick look here at the bench as well. James O'Connor, this will be his last hurrah for the Crusaders, it looks like. No Levi Omua as midfield cover. Not surprising there. Dallas McLeod is kind of the next cab off the rank. And, I'm a big fan of Cullen Grace, so good to see that he's in there. Expect him to get 25 minutes at least. Otherwise, boy, that's rock solid from first to last. Can't fault that Crusaders team. Moving on to the Chiefs, though, unchanged. Quinn Tupaia, very important at 12. He's been providing some incredible punch in midfield. They missed him when he didn't play, and thank goodness he's in the grand final, if you're a Chiefs fan. Someone who jumps out at me is Tupou Vaa'i. You know, I think he has really underlined that he's becoming a world-class lock, and I'm excited to see what he does with the All Blacks this year. We know he's good in the air. We know he's good at the breakdown. I've been surprised by some of the defensive sting that he's shown. He's really been laying the tackles in, showing great mobility, scrambling around the field. So I think his D is going to be really important, particularly around that ruck space, you know, setting up the pillar, getting in there quickly, not letting the Crusaders snipe through the middle. You don't need a guy like Noah Hotham making easy meters around the ruck. They're going to have to really tighten up here. And look, it's all going to come down to that ruck space. Jacobson, Sititi, Finau, that's a very useful loose forward combo. It's all going to be about equality at the set piece. Now, Ollie Norris at 1 is a guy that some people are saying should be in the All Blacks. Samisoni Takiaho, we know what he can do. He's really fired up that big engine in recent weeks. And Arcoy has been terrific in the middle row. People have even mentioned his name in terms of the All Blacks. So you have pretty comparable packs here. I would certainly give the edge to the Chiefs in the halves. Cortez Ratama and Damian McKenzie. To me, that is a better halves pairing. So where does that leave us, guys? I'm kind of beating around the bush now. I'm holding off on giving you my prediction. Here's what I'll say. The most probable outcome is that the Crusaders win. Newsflash. 31-0 at home in the playoffs. History says this is close to mission impossible. However, at some point, the script has to change. Winning streaks don't last forever. Some of my South African friends keep reminding me of that with the Springboks playing the All Blacks at Eden Park this year. We'll talk about that one soon. I just had a gut feeling, and I said it from the very first video on this channel, that the Chiefs would go all the way this year. They are constantly the bridesmaid. They've dropped 3 grand finals. It has a little bit of a feeling of now or never. They're going to be saying goodbye to Clayton McMillan, their coach. So, if you're going to put your money on it, and I'm not a financial advisor, but if you were, Crusaders would be the safer bet. And I'm going to give them the 51% likelihood of winning this game. But something just tells me there could be a Chiefs upset here. So I'm going to stick to my original guns, even though the fact the final isn't in Waikato is a bit of a cat amongst the pigeons. But then again, they've hosted the Crusaders in Hamilton, and they still lost. So maybe, just maybe, they can pull off that famous win. Go Chiefs. We'll see what happens. Guys, I'll be back to break the game down right after full time. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win. Please like, please subscribe, send this video to someone who loves rugby, and I'll be back for another one real soon. Take it easy. Bye for now.